Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between uThermal and ShoWTimE on Orbital Shipyard. In the top side of the map we have the blue Protoss player, it is ShoWTimE. And in the bottom side of the map we have the red Terran player, it is uThermal. So a PvT, red versus blue, here on Orbital Shipyard. This is from the DreamHack Open, sponsored by Zowie, that wrapped up just a couple of weeks ago. I guess more into late January at this point, but still some pretty amazing stuff coming from that tournament. And here we are with a PvT. Like I said, a lot of PvTs recently being played. It was really hard to find this in the early days of Legacy of the Void, but for whatever reason, they're starting to pop up more and more frequently. So here we are, ShoWTimE versus uThermal. There goes the Nexus, the gateway rather, from ShoWTimE into an assimilator, and similarly a barracks into a refinery for our friend uThermal. The early build's pretty darn similar for Protoss versus Terran here. As you can see here, workers coming out, primary building structures, and a gas refinement system as well. I don't know if uThermal's going to bother with the Reaper here. Again, in the PvT, the ability of Protoss to get out a Stalker, to get out a Mothership Core pretty early on, really precludes the ability of the Reaper to kill anything. And a Scout might show you like a Nexus first play or something like that, but more often than not, the Reaper doesn't get a whole lot of stuff done. So I would not be surprised at all to see uThermal go for Marines here, get a reactor out possibly. And here we are in the last seconds of this barracks construction. The answer is going to be... what is that probe doing? And it's actually a Reaper. All right, so uThermal is going for the Reaper. The probe, I'm not sure if he wants to sit around and wait for this Reaper to come out because he will die. No, ShoWTimE gets the heck on out of there. Comes in for a second and then decides to leave, going for a Nexus, and there goes the command center for uThermal too. So both players really playing a very safe opening, allowing them to get some defense out, some offense out, and expand at the same time. Very, very standard build orders here for both of these guys. Assimilator, Cybernetics Core on the way. Like I said, Cyber Core into Mothership Core, pretty darn quick process. The Reaper is just now finishing. The Reaper's going to move on out as fast as its little jetpacks can carry him. Cybernetics Core just now finishing as well. Ding, there it is. Mothership Core on the way, being Chrono Boost, and indeed it is. And yes, Mothership Core should be out here before the Reaper can even show up and say hello to the Protoss player. An Adept on the way too, doing extra damage to that Reaper. And let's see how much damage this Reaper can get done. uThermal, again, a very, very good Terran player. Has some good fans on my channel as well. And Kitty charge being thrown down. There's that Mothership Core coming just in time to say, hello, Reaper. It is nice to see you. I'm going to shoot you on the head with my laser beam. So why don't you get out of my house and leave my workers alone? The Reaper does acquiesce to this demand. And like I said, I mean, the Reaper got a scout off and saw what exactly as the Adept comes down, getting Kitty 8 charged in the face. No shots off though. Good micro from this Reaper means the Adept can't get any shots off. The Reaper, let's see, a range of 5. The Adept also with a range of 4, so it can outrange it here. Psionic Transfer trying to catch the Reaper, get some shots off there. Kitty 8 charge missing. Mistimed it a little bit. Did take a shot there from the resonating glaive, just from the glaive cannon. Not resonating yet, not upgraded. But as you can see, this is from before the patch, so it's 23 damage versus light instead of the 22. Or is it 21? Somewhere around there in this latest patch. My math is so bad. Mothership Core getting some shots off, taking that Reaper down to pretty darn low health. A Photon Overcharge will kill this Reaper, and there it is. There it is. The Overcharge taking the Reaper down. Meanwhile, our Terran players working on a starport and a factory, getting a Cyclone, getting a lot of Marines out. I have to assume this is going to be a medevac drop, with the Cyclone left behind to deal with some crazy Warp Prism drops that are likely to be coming from our Protoss player. And actually going for the Oracle instead. It's not going to be a Warp Prism opening. A bit of a late Oracle here, no missile turrets. The Marines are waiting for Adepts to try to run up this ramp, and I'm not sure that they're actually coming. Double pylons being thrown down at the top of this ramp here. Mothership Core bouncing back and forth. She is in motion, so that if she needs to be called into service, she can move immediately. It takes a little bit longer for a standing still Mothership Core to get where she needs to go, but she's already moving. It's a little bit of a quicker uptake, so that's why this is always patrolling back and forth. You'll see professional Protoss players doing this all the time, this little tiny patrol with a Mothership Core just in case she is needed. Here come 4 Adepts against this many Marines and a Cyclone. Interesting play. No, the cancel. That cancel. The Adepts just scouting to see what they can see, not seeing much of anything at all. Meanwhile, the Oracle heading down the left side of the map. What can the Oracle see? It might pick off some Marines that are actually trying to make their way across the map here. Poking up. Photon Overcharge. Getting a single kill there. As you can see, still 25 energy on that pylon. Or sorry, for that Photon Overcharge ability. And a Stasis Ward being thrown down here. Stasis Ward to catch any SCVs that come down and try to build a command center or any landing command centers won't be able to land because there's a building there already. It's a structure, so I like that play from ShoWTimE. If you haven't seen this before, it is a cloaked structure. Anything that walks into it gets trapped into stasis for 21 seconds. Cannot attack or be attacked. Oracle trying to pick off some workers. Does get an SCV there. Another one there. Takes a couple shots from the missile turret. Getting chased away. Marines. Nope. Cyclones here. Marines heading on home. Maybe trying to deal with this Oracle, but no. Instead, the Oracle is going to run away home. Stasis ward again going to be annoying. Not right now, but in some time. Phoenix running around trying to see what it can see. I mean, just looking for drops, I suppose. This area is a popular place for medevacs to go, but actually a Liberator heading up this left side here for uThermal. Phoenix here too, trying to make sure that nothing comes its way without being spotted. I like the Phoenix play from ShoWTimE. Oracle, not quite sure what it wants to do yet. Cyclones, if they got this Oracle, it is completely dead. A scan to see what is here, and it doesn't actually catch the Phoenix in that play. Oh no, lock on ability, run for your life, Oracle. Could it make it outside the range? It does. It survives. It makes it outside the range. The Oracle does manage to live to see another day, running as fast as it can away from those Cyclones that are very scary indeed. And here we come, trying to land the command center. It won't be able to land because there's a stasis ward there. So weird. So funny. Liberator, I'm not sure if the Liberator knows about this Phoenix or what, but it's been hanging out here for quite a while. So here it is. Oracle swinging on in. Command center trying to land, and actually, yes, the Marine catching in the stasis, allowing the command center to land. Oh, Cyclone taking down the Oracle, not before Revelation is tossed on that command center. That's probably a fair trade. I'd say that uThermal allows Revelation to land here in exchange for the death of that Oracle. Here comes the Liberator trying to move on in, but guess what? The Phoenix found it. Phoenix is trying to kill it fast as they can. Two Phoenix here now. Liberator does get a single worker kill, and I think that's going to be it before it falls. She does end up getting destroyed. Another attack here. Marine getting taken down by this Stalker Adept Force that is heading on out this way, getting scanned. uThermal sees exactly what is coming his way. He has Marines. He has tanks, getting some splash damage on those unbuildable plates. Here come the Adepts. This is not a planetary fortress. They're going right after these workers. No, it's a cancel. They cancel the psionic transfer. They can see what those shades see. They can cancel. They don't have to transfer to where those shades are. So well played indeed by ShoWTimE. +2 ground weapons on the way for ShoWTimE here. Cannons coming up too. I guess those would be, yep, defensive cannons in places like that, and places like the Templar Archives is coming up, and a photon cannon over there. More Stalkers moving on in. I'm not sure how this Stalker play is going to work with Marine tank, but I suppose the Adepts can absorb quite a bit of damage from the Marines. Anyway, uThermal playing pretty defensively here. Other than that Liberator attack, really hasn't bothered going on the other side of the map at all here. Cyclone trying to get some lock on to something. No! Blinked on top of and killed immediately. Goodbye, Mr. Cyclone. Ouch. Ouch indeed. 7 minutes, 55 seconds into this game. Templar Archives just about to finish. Resonating Glaives on the way for ShoWTimE. Increasing the attack speed of the Adepts by 45%. Loading the Adepts up. Going to sneak around this left side while the Stalkers assault the front side of the base. How is this going to work out? Going to take a lot of splash damage from those tanks, though, and they back right on out there. Here come... Oh, Marines are so ready for this. Look out, Warp Prism. Run for your life. Warp Prism going to stutter step and try to kill the Warp Prism. Not able to do it. Instead, focusing their attention on these Adepts, and no, not turning out well for them at all. Some more Marines coming on down, trying to assist here. Looking for that Warp Prism there, and they do catch it. Nice job by uThermal. Stalkers, though, at the front door, trying to march around the margins here. Blinking on in, trying to kill some workers, but taking a lot of damage from the tanks as well. Extra damage versus armored here. 50 damage versus armored against Stalkers. Killing a supply depot, killing some Marines there too, then blinking on out. ShoWTimE not fully committing there. uThermal, again, held that pretty well. Oh, no, there's still an Adept here killing stuff, though. Maybe not as good as I had anticipated. Up to 8 kills before finally getting destroyed by those Marines. Yeah, that hurts a lot. Psionic Storm just now wrapping up for ShoWTimE, though. A lot of Marines on the ground equals a lot of Storm. Storm, a good choice for our Protoss player. And Stalkers, a lot of Templar here. 4th base up and running for ShoWTimE. 3 bases still for uThermal. And here come the tanks. A big old tank flying Valkyrie ball. They're trying to fly on in that siege mode, trying to land and get some shots off against these units. A Marine is sacrificed to the god of surveillance and scouting. Trying to kill this Marine too, and not quite able to do it. Nope. Oh, getting killed by the tanks though. Tank splash actually landing on those Templar, killing a couple of them. They are alone. A storm, though, missing most of the Marines there. Blink Stalker's chasing him back there, too, being more aggressive here than he's been in the past here. Is uThermal here at the 10-minute mark. 4th base up and running for ShoWTimE. Oh, boy. Free Observer, maybe? Observer trying to run for its life. And yes, does manage to live, but just barely. A lot of tank splash here. Storm again on top of all these units, but the Templar get killed immediately. A lot of Marines died, but that's a lot of gas lost for those Templar. Marines running on up here and able to take down a pylon. Nope. Holding position just outside of the range of this photon overcharge. Still a lot of photon overcharge available for this mothership core. Terran players, be glad this was nerfed because it kind of is rough to see here. Here come the Adepts, but this is so many tanks. Not a good place to be at all. They can outrange this photon overcharge. Immortals don't necessarily want to be here either. Trying to sneak around from the backside of ShoWTimE while attacking from the front side, maybe. Trying to make this happen. And feedback on the medevacs, nicely done, doing some damage to them, sapping them of their energy, and a pylon does end up falling. So using tanks to take down the pylons, and then maybe moving in to kill the rest of the stuff here. Actually catching a full retreating here, ShoWTimE, and Adept versus Stalker. No, you need tank support to make that happen. uThermal, there we go. Backing up to the tanks now. Stimming again, being healed up by the medevacs. There's plenty of energy to spare on these medevacs. The assault is now in earnest here. Trying to kill some probes, trying to go after this Nexus. They are going to be able to get this 4th base for sure. In full retreat is ShoWTimE, and the Nexus explodes in the gout of blue flame. All right, ShoWTimE is here with Stalkers, with Adepts, +2 attack, +1 armor on those units, +1 attack and no armor on the Marines. Surprisingly here, tanks though, no upgrades either. Here come the Adepts. Do they want to land? No, they cancel at the last second. There is now officially a Tempest in the air. Another starport on the way for ShoWTimE. And I'm going to try to snipe away. I mean, not very efficient use to try to kill Marines. It does take 2 shots from a Tempest to kill a single Marine, which seems silly, but they're really intended for big, massive units, not so much the smaller ones. Tanks getting some shots off. Nice split, however, from ShoWTimE. A stim and a storm, and all those Marines end up dead there too. Replanting that 4th base is ShoWTimE. Is there a 4th base on the way for uThermal? I don't think so. I think he's trying to make this work off of 3 bases, but it is 200 to 191 total supply. Marines catching a bunch of units over there, and the tanks a little bit unsupported here, but still splash damaging everything. Is ShoWTimE going to go for it? No, he doesn't want to engage into this many Marines, into this many tanks. Amazing stim forward here by uThermal, trying to kill everything that he can. A lot of Immortals are falling. The pylons are being killed here too. No more photon overcharge available for the Protoss player, and backing on down, allowing some healing. The tanks down here, actually, come on up. Anyway, mostly Marines. There we go. The tanks are here. They're going after that robotics facility. Can they kill it before the Warp Prism finishes? It's going to be so close. Here it is. No! The robotics facility dies. Gateways dying. Marines up here as well, going after gateways. A single Tempest getting sniped down by those Marines. No way it can live. And the GG from ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE's defeated, uThermal's victorious, and ShoWTimE has left the game. Nicely done, uThermal. That's a pre-Adept nerf, pre-Photon Charge nerf. Wow, that's a win for uThermal, again, before those changes to Protoss. So nicely done from our AT Gaming representative. Just amazing play, really taking out those pylons before anything else. His Marine count was very high indeed. Didn't necessarily have the upgrade advantage. Stalkers, again, +2, +1 there, but the tanks are really doing extra damage to the Stalkers. Again, hitting Adepts pretty hard too. Even if they don't necessarily have the armored bonus, it's still 35 damage per hit. Really starts to take its toll on Adepts with that splash damage radius as well. So nicely done by uThermal. ShoWTimE, again, holding on. Maybe getting a little bit too greedy with that 4th base, but if ShoWTimE had been able to hold, again, it was essentially a 3-base economy for uThermal. He was not going for a 4th base in any sense of the word. I do not see a command center anywhere from him. He was going 3 bases or he was going home. So nicely played by uThermal. Our Red Terran gets the victory, and that's it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.